Hello everyone, welcome to week 3 of Cooking the Books. My name is Kipp and I work at Yarra Libraries. Before we get started on our recipe today, I would like to acknowledge the land that I am filming on, the land of the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. Thank you. Okay, today's recipe is French toast, or as I used to call it, eggy bread. So, this is a really fun one to make, maybe for Mother's Day or Father's Day, or maybe it's someone's birthday in your house, a sibling, a parent, and you want to treat them to a special breakfast in bed. It's super easy to make, but it kind of feels a bit fancy, so I'll tell you the few ingredients you'll need to do it. Alrighty, so I've got all my ingredients on the table. First, for eggy bread, you need bread. Actually, stale bread or almost stale bread works a little bit better as it's going to absorb more moisture. But any bread will work just fine. But this is a good one to make those stale bits of bread you don't want to eat into something delicious. You'll also need a couple of eggs. I'm going to make 2 servings today for me and my friend. So I'm going to use 4 eggs. So 2 eggs per person. I've also got a splash of milk. This is about 60 ml. And I've got my butter. We're going to fry the bread in the butter, which is what makes it extra delicious. You can put all different kinds of things in eggy bread. Maybe you want to put some rosemary from the garden. Maybe you want to put a little bit of cinnamon to make it a bit sweet. You can also put other things on top. You could put maple syrup, bacon, whatever you want. Sometimes it's nice with just a little bit of butter. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make our egg wash, which we're going to dip our bread in. So you're going to need a wide thing, something that's wider than your bread so the bread can sit inside it like this. And we're going to make a little egg mixture. So I'm going to take my 4 eggs. 1, 2. You might need help cracking an egg. You can ask mum or dad. But my little tip is to give it a hard crack kind of in the middle on the side, nice and firm. And then you pull it apart. But it does take practice. We're going to take our milk. I'm going to season it as well. In here I have just a little bit of salt, really just a pinch or 2. A crack of pepper. And this is all up to you. If you don't like salt and pepper, that's okay. It's just personal preference. I'm going to put a couple of pinches of cinnamon in, which is going to make it nice and sweet. Then you want to grab your whisk. If you did the omelette cooking challenge with me, you might remember this, but this is quite a shallow pan, so make sure you might want a bigger, wider bowl if you don't want to make a mess. Hopefully, I'm experienced enough in whisking that it will be okay. Alright, now when your mixture is all nice and runny, this is what we're going to soak our bread in. So, the bread is going to absorb this mixture of milk and egg. You probably want to soak it for about 5 minutes on each side, but the longer you soak it, the creamier it's going to be in the middle. So if you want a really nice custardy texture, you can actually pop it in the fridge. So once you've done both sides, pop it in the fridge for an hour, and that's going to give you restaurant quality eggy bread. Alright, but I'm hungry today, so I'm going to flip it over now. So you can see here that the egg and the milk is absorbing into the bread, and that's going to make it nice and soft in the middle. But when we fry it in the butter, it's going to be crispy on the outside. Alright, so we'll leave that soak, and then we'll move over and fry it on the stove. Let's go. Alright, our bread has been soaking in our mixture for about 10-15 minutes now, so it's going to be nice and soft in the middle. Now we're going to go over to the stove and fry it. If you haven't lit in the stove before, grab an adult to help you with it. Also, I've said it before, but it's good to remember, we keep our handle to the side, not in front, so we don't accidentally knock off the pan. But if it's on the side, we can still control it, and it's much safer. Alright, so I'm just going to light my stove. And we want it to get pretty hot, so we're going to actually put it on a medium to high heat, somewhere between medium and high. You can adjust that as you need. Now here I've got about a tablespoon of butter. Does seem like a lot, but it's going to be very tasty. I've also got my spatula ready. And we're just going to wait till the butter gets nice and bubbly. Alright, we can see now that the butter is getting nice and hot, and you want to make sure it coats the whole bottom of your pan so nothing sticks. Because once we put the bread in, it's almost done. Alright, this is a bit messy, but we grab our eggy bread, maybe just drain off any little bits on top, and pop them in the pan. Now you want to cook each side for 2 to 3 minutes. You could maybe set a timer if you want, or you just check when it's golden brown on the bottom. So this is the hardest part, the waiting game. Alright, so after about 2 minutes, I'm just going to check. You can see that it's nice and cooked on the other side. And just flip it over. If you need a hand flipping it, also grab an adult, or just be very careful. You can see now that the egg is cooking and it's all soaked into the bread. So this is going to be nice and soft on the inside, almost like custard, but it's going to be nice and crispy on the outside. And now we're just going to wait 2 minutes and cook the other side, and then we're ready to eat it. Alright, so we have cooked our eggy bread for 2 minutes on each side, and it's looking ready now. You can see it's nice and golden brown. So we're going to go ahead and turn off our pan. It's very important we do that. And I'm going to bring my plate to the pan so we're not grabbing and moving with a hot pan. It's a lot safer. And you can see now how beautiful golden brown this is going to be. You can put anything you like on top of it. Maybe some golden syrup, even just a pinch of salt. And you're good to go for a very special breakfast. Alright, let's test out our eggy bread or French toast. It'll be very hot when it comes out of the pan, so make sure you give it a minute or two to cool down. Wow, this looks great. You can see that on the inside, it's nice and soft, almost like custard. Wow, that's really good. A perfect piece of French toast. I hope you liked making this today, and yeah, let us know what you thought of the recipe. Also, now the libraries, you can come and borrow books again for click and collect, and hopefully soon in. We have lots and lots of great cooking books for kids, so if you want to learn even more about cooking, come check them out. And there's also some in our digital resources online. Alright, see you next time. Bye.